Golf Central on YouTube is brought to you by the new Paradigm Woods and Irons from Callaway.
Hi there, I'm Todd Lewis. It's been a while since we've seen Rickie Fowler hold a winning trophy on the PGA Tour. You have to go back to 2019 in Scottsdale, but he has been trending 7 top 10s this season, and he is in position heading into the weekend at the Rocket Mortgage Classic. How about a 65 for Fowler on Friday? He sits just 1 off the lead at 12 under par, doing it with some ball striking at 15 of 18 greens today, and Fowler ready to cross the threshold and finally win again on the PGA Tour. Here's what he had to say after that 65.
Stacked a couple nice rounds together. What went well out there today?
I think, I hit a handful of shots to nearly gimme, and that was definitely nice. With the softer conditions starting to kind of dry out a little bit, but the greens get pretty beat up. They're even yesterday morning, they're already starting to get a little bouncy, and being in the afternoon, guys dealt with it yesterday, and then we had it today. So not having to really think about anything outside of like 3 feet. That's where even 2 feet starts to get a little dicey. So like I said, having a few tap-ins for birdie, that always makes things a little easier.
Do you feel like a win is coming after how you've performed the last few months? Like that's kind of the last box there to check?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, we can't, try and press too hard. I definitely know we can win. This is, how I've played is some of the best, if not, the best I've felt about my game and on the course, really ever. So we've won a few times and know we're capable of doing that. So like I said, you just can't press on that too much and just continue to execute and play some solid golf.
Has there been a reason you feel like maybe it hasn't happened in the last couple weeks, or just how the balls bounce?
Well, last week I was a little too far back. U.S. Open didn't play very well on Sunday, so yeah, you can look back and there's a reasoning on just about any of them, but continuing to put ourselves in good positions and playing some good golf, we'll just keep knocking at the door.
Lastly, that chip in, that eagle that you had, just kind of what'd you see on that shot? And
well, I had a good number coming in. I mishit 5-iron a little bit, but right there short was fine. I knew it was a good spot. Helped out seeing Joel's chip before me just to see how, kind of confirm how I thought the ball would react, and was really just trying to hit it up there, gimme. Like I had a few birdies for the day. It was I didn't want to try and necessarily make it and have 4 or 5 feet, so the greens get a little choppy. So yeah, I was trying to hit it to gimme, and I'll take the 3. That's a little bonus.
Watching you react, you said you can't press it right now, but the way that ball went in, the way you reacted, are you almost not surprised with how many are dropping for you right now?
Yes and no. I mean, yeah, I've had a lot of offense, and that's been something that's made it a lot easier to accept, bogeys when I'm out of position, and just knowing that I'm making a lot of birdies, and bad swings and getting out of position and making bogeys are going to happen. So yeah, like I said, it's made it a lot easier to accept those times and continue to move forward.
With where you are in your game right now, and you said you had the most confidence ever in Detroit as you do coming into this one, what does it mean to be in the spot you're in right now heading into the weekend at this tournament in particular?
I mean, great start. With my partnership with Rocket, and they're always, I know they're always pulling for me and hoping that I'm in the mix, but haven't necessarily done it yet. But to be in a good spot after 2 days, like I said, solid start, but we're only halfway. So yeah, planning to continue to play some solid golf. It's going to take some good scoring over the weekend. And yeah, it'll be fun. I know I'll have plenty of support from the Rocket family and the Detroit fans.
Rickie, I think this is your 10th round this season where you're inside the top 5. Can you speak to the emotions of not putting yourself in a position where you feel like you have to chase and to be starting these events on the right foot and then being able to go from there?
Yeah, I think obviously this year there's been a lot more, Thursday, Fridays where I put myself in, comfortable position going to the weekend. there's been a few times where I've been on the cut line and had to, make sure I get a tee time on Saturday. But it's either been, solid rounds on Thursday, get out of the gate and get things going, or I back it up with a solid round. Maybe not a great start on Thursday, but play well on Friday. It makes it a lot easier and a lot less stress on the game to at least be in the mix versus having to go shoot a low one. Kind of like what I had to do last week to kind of get up in the mix, even though Keegan was a little too far out. But yeah, there's been a lot more good starts, solid play, and put myself in better positions, like you said, where I'm not having to go chase or try and chase guys or hunt guys down.
We mentioned that Rickie Fowler's ball striking is spot on right now. Look at what he has done this season compared to years past. He is currently top 10, 7th specifically in strokes gained approach right now. And this is, a lot of credit going back to work with Butch Harmon to get his swing where it is right now. Take a look at the leaderboard. I mentioned Rickie Fowler is one off the pace. He is trailing 2 players, Taylor Pendrith and Taylor Moore. Taylor Moore in his 2nd season on the PGA Tour, looking for his 2nd win this season. Let's not forget he won at Valspar in Tampa earlier this year. After shooting that 67, Taylor Moore had a conversation with our Steve Burkowski.
Another good one on this Friday for Taylor. How would you compare what you were able to get done this morning relative to yesterday, and knowing this is a course that you better shoot something in the 60s to have a chance?
Yeah, I was kind of stuck in neutral a little bit early on in my round, even through, 7 holes, and then, birdied 17, 18, 1, which really kind of jump-started me. So I was excited to kind of see some putts go and get back into kind of that scoring mode like we talked about yesterday. So I was pleased with that, and, yeah, just overall very solid.
We touched on the fact that you finished 6th here a year ago. You like the course. It obviously fits your game. How does another round like today just add to the confidence of this is a good potential winning combination for you come the weekend?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously a lot of golf left, but, definitely nice to see this place again and just hit a bunch of the same, quality shots and tee balls and stick to our game plan while we're out there. And, it's been solid.
We also discussed the fact you missed the cut the prior 3 events coming into the week. How are you different as a golfer now, as a PGA Tour winner, to handle, I don't want to call it a slump, but, sure, indifferent results to now show up here and things can click that quickly?
I think that's part of the beauty about having, a really good team around me and not hitting panic to maybe try to get a quick fix or reinvent something as we're getting, closer to the end of the season, and really just staying committed to who I am as a golfer and as a person. And I think that's it's been the biggest thing for me as I've matured, on and off the golf course, but also, PGA Tour winner as well, and just knowing that I can win out here, any given week.
And what do you lean on from that victory earlier this year that might serve you well the next 2 days? Just
knowing that I can do it. I mean, I knew coming off the Corn Ferry that I could compete on this tour, but like I mentioned earlier, there's a difference in competing and hoisting a trophy on Sunday and, doing it for 72 holes, and knowing that I've done that, it's always good having in the back of the mind.
As for co-leader Taylor Pendrith, remember he was 2nd here, or tied for 2nd, I should say, at the Rocket Mortgage Classic last year. Made the President's Cup team for the international squad, headed up by Trevor Immelman. Shoots a 64 on Friday, in the mix heading into the weekend. Taylor Pendrith has an opportunity to finally win for the first time on the PGA Tour. That's the wrap for day 2 at the Rocket Mortgage Classic. We'll keep you updated all weekend. I'm Todd Lewis. We'll see you soon.